This is my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, and I've actually been using it for exactly 39 days from launch, and I'm doing a long-term review, well, long-ish term review on the Fold 5, and if it's actually worth your money, because I know when this beautiful phone did actually get released, there was a lot of people, well, not hating on it, but people had strong opinions on it, and people calling it the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4S or the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3S, if you see what I'm saying. So they were calling like the Fold 4 the 3S, and then they were calling the Fold 5 like the 3SS. At least that's what I was seeing on a lot of Reddit forums and stuff. So I'm making a video on it as someone that's actually used it for over 30 days, nearly 40 days, and someone that's used the Fold 4 to basically say if it's actually worth the upgrade. Should you upgrade? Or should you stay clear of it, basically? But let's jump straight into it. So usually Samsung used to, at least back in the day, install free screen protectors onto the phone itself. They weren't the best quality, but you always were comfortable knowing you had a plastic screen protector on. But I've had to buy my own one and apply that on. No biggie though. But let's move on to the actual work of art, which is the fingerprint scanner. I love the fingerprint scanners in the Fold phones. If we compare it to the fingerprint scanner on the S23 Ultra, let me actually skip that wipe. So if we compare it to the fingerprint scanners on the S23 Ultra, the S23 Ultra in its own right is a fantastic does have a fantastic fingerprint scanner. I can't speak English today. But that being said, the fingerprint scanner on the Fold devices are absolutely amazing. They're so easy to use, very seamless. The Fold 5 is no exception. An absolutely beautiful fingerprint scanner on this phone, and I do wish they actually did put it on the S23 Ultra. I would really enjoy that. But let's actually go ahead and move on. Oh! Ew! Dude! What the? One of the main talking points with the Fold phones are the creases. Compared to last year's Fold 4, the crease hasn't improved that much, or maybe it hasn't at all. It might just be the same, and it might be a placebo. But my point is, if you had previously not bought the Fold 4 because of the crease, nothing really has changed. Obviously, this is the worst case scenario where the sun's beaming down on it. This is what it would look like, as you can probably see from the clip that I've added on. However, the crease isn't very bad. I always get used to it, and it's a non-issue for me personally and for a lot of other people. So the crease is, I would say, comparable to last year's. But moving on to the actual design of this phone, right? So the design of this phone is absolutely superb. It's a feat of beautiful engineering. That's what that is, okay? So I love the feel of the phone. It feels nice and hefty. And by hefty, I don't actually mean heavy, because it's actually 10 grams lighter than the Fold 4, which you do actually realize from time to time. And if you're socially absolutely corrupt and you spend half your life on TikTok, this phone is definitely for you. Let's say you want to upload TikTok and YouTube at the same time to absolutely fry your dopamine receptors. Definitely buy this phone. But no, jokes aside, in all honesty, for multitasking, this phone is amazing. Like, genuinely, there's probably not a better phone on the market right now for multitasking. It does have amazing software, which we'll talk more about. Now, just a quick tip. I mean, it's not really a tip, but quick piece of information. If you did have the Fold 4 from last year and you've got the Fold Edition pen, let me quickly show you guys what it looks like. If you guys had this pen from last year, it works flawlessly on the Fold 5, so just wanted to let you guys know regarding that. But what I was mentioning earlier in terms of the software on the Fold 5 is absolutely impeccable, as in, like, I haven't found many faults, if any, at all on it, and that's what I believe makes it one of the, if not the best folding devices on the market. As in 99%, I mean, genuinely, I haven't found an app that doesn't work on the Fold 5. Maybe you guys will. Maybe there's that one or two apps that don't work on the Fold 5 and they show in a smaller aspect ratio. However, from my personal experience, every niche app that I've downloaded, nearly all of them, if not all of them, have worked flawlessly. And that's what I genuinely believe. So, if, for example, here, look at Auto Trader, right? Works amazing, okay? So, apps like these that usually won't work flawlessly on, let's say, the Pixel Fold, the Xiaomi Mix Fold 3, the Honor Magic V2, and obviously we've got that Huawei phone, which I don't know much about because it's banned in like 7,000 different planets, let alone countries. But my point is, the software is what makes this phone so amazing. Obviously, right there, you guys can see a little bit of the crease, but this is worst case scenario, guys. I've got a huge light shine onto the display. As I said earlier, normally you wouldn't be able to see the crease much. And quickly, just I want to touch on the battery life, which actually, my surprise, has improved quite a bit from last year. So you can see 5 hours and 4 minutes currently on my last full charge, and I've got 25% battery left. So quick maths, that is 7 hours ish, around 7 hours of screen on time, and that's mainly using the inner bigger display. Okay, so I purposely done this just to give you guys a feel of what you guys should be expecting if you only want to use the main display. Obviously that's not realistic, a lot of people still use the outer displays also, but 7 hours ish would be something I would be aiming at, just using the inner screen. But bear in mind, obviously I was on Wi-Fi, so that can affect your battery life. But anyhow, 7 hours, some phones don't even achieve 7 hours in terms of like a regular slab phone, so it's very impressive to say the least. And I would put this down to the new Snapdragon chip, which is very efficient and plenty powerful. But let's talk about the design. Obviously the design of this phone is exquisite, and the hinge itself that folds flat, surprisingly for me, it made a big difference to how the phone feels. It feels much more refined. I didn't originally think the hinge would be too big of a factor for me, but it actually feels so much more like a finished product now. It's unreal. Now I just wanted to quickly touch on the cameras also. So obviously we've got the S23 Ultra's beloved camera set here. I have always complained about the Fold 4's cameras. I always wanted, please Samsung, can you just put these cameras onto the Fold 5? That's all I've ever wanted. Obviously they haven't done that again, but what my point is that the only missing piece, in my personal opinion, for the Fold 5 would be the camera set from the S23 Ultra. That would just absolutely finish it, make it into a finished article. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys a few sample pictures that I've taken with the Fold 5. Straight off the bat, the Fold 5 is a better camera. I mean, it's not a better camera. It does take better pictures than the Fold 4. However, I do have to mention that the Fold 4 and the Fold 5 do have the same exact camera setup in terms of the lenses and whatnot. However, once again, the Fold 5 does take better pictures. This is obviously has to be down to the software, since they do have the same camera setup. Do I think it's going to transfer onto the Fold 4 in terms of the software? I don't know. God knows, right? But in current standing, the Fold 5 does have a better camera system. What I would grade it as a camera system, if the S23 Ultra, the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Pixel 7 Pro are all A+, I'd give it a B. Not a B+, not a B-, not an A. I'd give it a bang average B. It is a good camera system. It will be perfectly fine for 90 to 95% of the population, unless you're really into your camera, you're really into your cameras and you like taking pictures and whatnot, then I'd not recommend this as a camera system. If you have a second phone and you're using this as your main phone and you've got a different camera system phone, then yeah, that's fine. But if your main focus is photography and videography, don't buy the Fold 5 for that specific purpose, because there are better phones on the market for it. But we all knew that anyway, right? Because obviously it doesn't have the setup from the S23 Ultra, which we all want, and what I believe would make this phone a much more close to finished article as it can be. One more thing I did want to mention is the front screen, right? So I know a lot of people are a huge fan of the front screen aspect ratio just due to the one-hand usability, but for me personally, I need it a little bit wider. Please, I need it a little bit wider. But as I said, I'm 100% aware that a lot of people do like the one-hand usability, but for me personally, I like the more natural slab phone kind of front screen. So guys, at the end of the day, you're getting better battery life, better pictures, better design, brighter display, all in ears upgrade. So is the Fold 5 actually worth the money? Definitely it is, guys. In my personal opinion, it's the best foldable on the market. What makes it is the software and the hardware. Both combined, there's nothing that can actually beat it on the market today, in my personal opinion. If you've got the Fold 4, I wouldn't go out my way spending $26,000 extra trying to get the Fold 5. But if you do go for a Fold 5, you're not going to be disappointed. Always make sure to get it on Samsung's offers, as they always have offers running. But thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.